Today we're going to be making lemon slice, and it's only 1.7 grams of carbs per serve, and that's with fresh lemons from the tree. Right, so you start off with, you'll need a slice pan. Now I put butter in the bottom and it helps that paper stick down, so it's really good because then the paper's not moving about everywhere, and you can put in your almond meal base or pour your liquid in there. Alright, so we have a few things here, so we'll post up the recipe, and you'll be able to know the exact measurements from there. So I will be saying it as I put it in. So we're going to start off with the almond meal base. Alright, so for the almond meal base, we want our melted butter, almond flour, 1/4 of a cup of sweetener, and the vanilla essence. So I'm going to put 1/4 of a cup of sweetener, and I'm just using this one here, which is a great sweetener. And I'm just going to put it all into the blender here. So we've got 1/4 of a cup of sweetener, the vanilla essence, which I just used a tablespoon. It's not really in the recipe, so I'm just adding the vanilla essence for a bit of flavour. And then the shredded coconut, I've got some shredded coconut. You can put in as much as you like. Again, the recipe didn't ask for this, but I modify my recipes a little bit to change it. So you can put that in. Maybe I would just say less than half a cup probably. So we'll chuck that in there. That's just an added extra. Alright, and then we want to do the almond milk. Now, there's 1 cup in here, but also 3/4 of a cup. So you'll need 1 cup for your base, and you'll need the rest to go in the eggy, yummy eggy custardy topping, lemon. Alright, so we'll add the almond. Alright, so we're going to add the almond meal into the food processor. So we just want a cup. I've done the right measurements in here, hopefully, maybe not quite, but I will put in the cup into the food processor, and then it's 1/2 cup of butter. So I'm just going to do half my cup here of butter. So I just sort of mounted it until I got 1/2 cup, so which pretty much worked out perfect. Alright, so we've got all that in there now. So what we're going to do is blend that up so we can make our base. There you go, and we're going to turn that on. Alright, so that's looking good. So that base to me looks a little bit runny. My 1/2 cup of butter might have been a little bit more, so I'm just going to add a little bit more almond meal. So you don't want your base to be too soggy, but you don't want it to be too dry, so it's really hard to get that mix right. But a little bit more than a cup of almond meal should do that. Alright, now we can put it in our slice tin. And there you have it. So that's the perfect base there. So we're just going to put that in the slice tin now. So just move that over here. Plop it in there into the slice tin. Okay. So if you guys do like my recipes and you want to make them, they are on my YouTube channel. And if you visit my YouTube channel, please subscribe so I can get lots of subscribers. Alright, so you just spread that out in your loaf tin, and that's going to go in the oven for about 10 or 15 minutes until it starts to brown. Now you do want the base to be a little bit crunchy, you don't want a soggy base. So definitely leave it in there until it's browning, but not too long, so it's a bit of a guessing game, because you are going to add your lemon on top of it. So it is going to go in the oven for a little bit longer. Okay, so I'll put that in the oven and then I'll show you guys. Okay, so while that's in the oven, make sure you keep an eye on it. We're now going to make your lemon topping. Alright, so we've got the 3 eggs in here. We've got the juice. We've got sweetener. We've got the almond meal, the cream, and the zest. Alright, so I'm just going to put the whole lot into the food processor and just mix it all together. Alright, so far I've put in there the sweetener and your almond meal. So you don't want to put too much sweetener in. The recipe calls for 3/4 of a cup, so I put a little bit less in that, depending on what sweetener you're using. If you're using stevia, it's going to be a bit stronger, so you may want a little bit less. Alright, so then we're going to put in the 3 eggs, your lemon juice, yummy, your zest, and then with my last recipe I didn't add the cream, so you don't have to add the cream. The recipe doesn't say cream, but I'm adding a little bit of cream, so it's going to whip up and thicken that recipe a little bit more. Alright, perfect. So then we're going to turn that on. That smells really lemony. Perfect. You might want to just have a look, scrape it down the sides, any lemon that's hanging around. Perfect. Just going to do that a bit longer to thicken that cream up. Ready for your base. Alright, so that base is looking good. It will be a bit soft to touch when it first comes out. So that's brown, golden brown. You don't want it too dark because you are going to put it back in the oven with the egg mixture on top. Now this mixture you just are going to pour on top. So it's going to look runny, it's going to look, oh, that's not going to set, but it will. Of course the eggs are going to cook in the oven, so just pour that on top. I have put baking paper in the bottom, but it's just easier when you slice it. Alright, that is looking absolutely delish. Alright, and then we're going to pop that in the oven and we'll bring it out and you can have a look at that. And there we have it, perfect lemon slice. So I've got a dab of cream. Those are just little keto chocolate lollies. Lemon slice, beautiful. It does crack on the top, but it's perfectly fine. And as you leave it in the fridge, it's going to crack a little bit more on the top, but it's just because it's got a crunchy top. Delicious. So we're just going to fork into that. There you go. Perfect lemon slice. Beautiful. Try it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. See ya.